Hi, good night, everyone. This is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe, and I am here live to take your U.S. immigration questions. So go ahead and put your questions in the comments. As usual, I am here almost every day with very few exceptions, to answer your U.S. immigration questions. And I even do that while I'm on vacation. So that just goes to show how available I am. I make myself every day to answer your questions. Go ahead and put your questions in the comments so that I may go ahead and answer your questions. So let me formally introduce myself. For those of you who don't know me, I am U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe, and I help clients to get their green card and status in the United States. And so I'm here to answer any U.S. immigration related questions that you may have. Go ahead, put those questions in the comments. I'm going to come with a topic today, and that topic is going to be how to get the green card while staying in the United States. How do you do that? So whether you're out of status and whether you still have status and you want to get your green card, how can you do that? So generally, I'm going to give you a broad overview of how you can do that. And then, you can ask specific questions, and your questions, they don't have to be related to only what I'm talking about. It can be anything that's U.S. immigration related. So, how to apply for the green card while you're in the United States, even if you're out of status. So the first is through employment. Now, there are many different types of employment-based green cards, and it really depends on what you qualify for, who the employer is, the needs of the country, and so forth. So there are types of employment-based green cards where you can apply for it even on your own. In cases where you have extraordinary ability, that means you're at the top of your field and you can prove that. And it will be beneficial to the United States. Or if you have exceptional ability and your work will benefit the United States, and so you can waive what's called the labor certification. And then there are the types of green cards where you have to go through the labor certification process. Now, that labor certification process is one of the more complex aspects of applying for the green card, employment-based green card. However, once you get through the labor certification process, then you're good as gold and can move forward with getting a green card. Now, how long it takes depends on what type of green card you're applying for in regards to employment. If you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the comments now so I can get more specific. Now, the next one is family-based. How can you stay in the United States and apply for the green card? And one of them is through family. So the first is, hi there ACD077. Thank you. Amelie, it's nice to see you. Yes, and good night to you too. So thanks for saying hi, and go ahead and put your questions in the comments. I am talking about how to apply for the green card. Hi there, Shazine. It's nice to see you. Shazina, it's nice to see you. Go ahead, put your questions in the comments. Now, I want to let you know, thank you for sending greetings from Guyana. And I'm sending greetings from Mexico. So I am in Mexico now, and I'm just taking a little vacation. But that doesn't stop me from coming live to answer your questions, because you are my priority during this live. So go ahead and put your questions in the comments now. So Amelie, how can you get a business visa? So with the business visa, the one that comes to mind for me, so there are many different types of business visas. There is the business visa where you can come and to attend meetings and short seminars and so forth, but you cannot stay to work long term. Say it's just a week or two that you're coming here to attend meetings. Not anything for you to actually work here. Now, there is what's called the E2 Treaty Investor Visa. That's the one, and I have a feeling you probably watched the video. This is for citizens of in certain countries. And so Queen Zena, I'm gonna get to your question in a quick minute. So the E2 treaty investor visa is for individuals who are citizens of E2 countries, such as in the Caribbean, it's Jamaica, Grenada, Trinidad. And if you are a citizen of an E2 country, you want to start a business in the United States, or you want to expand your business in the United States, and you have substantial investment that you have, or you're currently investing in the U.S. leg of your business, you can get an E2 treaty investor visa. Now, the amount that you need really depends on the type of business, but the good news is you don't necessarily need millions of dollars to show that to get this type of visa. So go ahead and give me a call at 561-405-4889 if you would like to talk more about your qualifications for an E2 treaty investor visa. So how can I stay through family? So Queen Zena, thank you for that question. And there are multiple ways to do this. So the first is, if you are in the United States and you can maintain your status for the time that it's going to take to apply for the green card. So for example, if you're a student here and you have that student visa for a few years, and you have a family member, say a green card holder parent, who will apply for you, then you could adjust status at the point that your I-130 becomes approved and you still have your current status. Now, if you suppose you're out of status, that's really the sticky point, and that's where I really want you to know that there still are options. So if you're out of status here and you're the immediate relative of a U.S. citizen, so you're the immediate relative of a U.S. citizen spouse, you have a U.S. citizen parent, and you are under 21 and unmarried, or you have a U.S. citizen child, son or daughter, 21 and up, then they can apply for you to stay in the United States even after you overstay your visa. And you can get a work permit while the green card process is going through. Also, if you have a U.S. citizen or green card holder spouse or parent, if you're under 25, a parent, if you have a U.S. citizen son or daughter who's 21 and up and they're mistreating you, you could also stay and apply for your green card while being in the United States and get a work permit while you stay. So those are two ways that you can stay and apply for the green card. Now, if you don't fall into that category either, and Rovan Seek, thank you so much for sharing the live. Now, if you don't fall into that category, if you have a U.S. citizen or green card holder spouse or parent, there is still a way to stay in the United States, fix your status by applying for a waiver. And when you can stay and wait for the decision on the waiver. Once the waiver is approved, you basically have the go-ahead to go to your home country and complete the green card process at the embassy in your country. So hi, I'm Guyanese mother, and my aunt that lives in the U.S. is trying to apply for guardianship for my... So when it comes on, now guardianship alone is not going to qualify them to sponsor I'm thinking this is your child. They have to actually legally adopt your child. So guardianship alone is not going to work here. Now guardianship, if they become guardians and they apply for a certain special type of status for your child, that may be the case in this situation, but that's more complex and you definitely need to get more advice. And Machery Gaston, if I am misunderstanding your question, you can go ahead and follow up because your question got cut off. How long does I-130 take? So it takes right now if it's an immediate relative, so such as a U.S. citizen, spouse, parent, or a son or daughter 21 and up, and parent only if you're under 21 and unmarried, it's taking about 18 months. If you are the son or daughter of a green card holder and you're over 21, it's taking 5 to 6 years. If you're the son or daughter of a U.S. citizen who's 21 and up, it's taking about 6 to 7 years. Hi there, Devon Cashflow. It's nice to see you. I am not based in the US. How do I get a work permit? So if you're not based in the US, it would be difficult to get a work permit. Work permits are usually attached to a type of application that you're applying for, immigration benefit, while you're in the United States. Otherwise, if you're outside of the United States, you're going to have to apply for an employment-based visa, whether it's temporary or even a green card. What about the sibling, Queen Zena? The sibling does not qualify you to stay in the United States and apply for the green card. Your US citizen sibling can apply for you, but it's better to be outside of the United States for that process just because it takes for at minimum 14 years. And if you are here in the United States, you will have to fix your status first to get the green card. After 14 years, you'll have to make sure you apply for a waiver to fix your status, and that waiver, it's basically forgiveness for the overstay, is based on having a U.S. citizen or green card holder, spouse or parent. Now, that's the way the law is now. If that changes, of course, I will be the first to tell you. Can you request to expedite travel document due to family emergency? Yes, that's a possibility, but it all depends on what the circumstances are, and if the officer, based on their discretion, determines that that is something that is urgent and justifies expediting your work permit. Anne-Marie, thanks for sharing the live. Can Venezuelan ask for asylum at the border? Yes. So Venezuelans do qualify for asylum based on what they are going through, and that includes requesting asylum at the border. Andrea Inderjeet, so I answered all the questions that I saw. If I skipped it, go ahead and put it in the Q&A option, or go ahead and retype, please. Can I petition for a green card for my aunt, who is my parent guardian through legal adoption? So if your aunt legally adopted you, they would be your parent. And so they would qualify. If they're officially and legally your parent, then you could qualify. They could qualify for the green card. My husband, who is a U.S. citizen. Okay, so if Andrea, if your husband is a U.S. citizen, I think you asked how long the I-130 takes. It's going to take about 18 months to 24 months. What my biggest suggestion is that make sure you submit a proper application, because where I see the applications get delayed is where the application is not submitted with all the evidence, and so it makes for delays or even denials. But at a minimum right now, it's taking 18 months. Could be shorter, could be longer, but 18 months is the average. Hi there, Tino Alex. Nice to see you. Hi there, Lisa Prasad. Nice to see you. Hi there. Good afternoon. Good evening. I have a question. If you're working on an H-2B visa, I'm on extension, but and Amari, I don't see the rest of it. Can you continue that question? I have a 10-year visa. Can I visit my husband while I-130 is in process? It may be possible, but keep in mind, be honest when you're coming into the country. I have seen where they allow you to maintain your visitor's visa while you travel. In some cases, though, if the officer at the border thinks that you will stay, they're going to turn you around, and that could complicate your immigration case. So it's a risk, a small risk that you have to consider. It may affect your visitor's visa. Some people just don't take the risk and they don't travel until it's time to travel, until their green card has been approved. Can Venezuelan ask for asylum at the border? Yes. So if you have anybody can once they get to the border, they can ask for asylum. If they have a credible fear of persecution in their country. I'm from Bahamas that overstayed student visa because of COVID. Should I apply for K1 or tourist visa? So in your case, it's going to be complicated. It may depend on how you qualify. How do you qualify for the K1? How do you qualify for the tourist visa? If you overstayed and you didn't apply for an extension, that will be a problem for the tourist visa. and the K1 as well if you're talking about the fiancé visa. With both, you have to go back to the Bahamas to do those, apply for those. And when you go back to the Bahamas, depending on how long you overstayed, it could cause severe consequences. So get legal advice before you do anything. I can't stress that enough. SCS WAZI. Get legal advice before you make any moves. Even before you leave the country, get legal advice. You can do that by calling 561-405-4889 to schedule a consultation, because that's important. You don't want to make any mistakes. Can I travel to see my husband while my I-130 is processing? Andrea Inderjeet, I did answer that. Okay, I see that. You're welcome. What a good number to request over the phone appointment. So DVD, it's 561-405-4889. You can also go to the link in my bio. It's going to take you to my website where you can see the contact information there. A scheduling coordinator is available up until 11 p.m. Monday to Friday. So you can call right now. My number is plastered all over my videos, and this is on the link in my bio if you go to the website. You can also fill out a contact form if the phone lines get very busy. Do you know anything about the delays in Jamaica? So the delays are related to the backlog. You know, the COVID caused a lot of issues. One of it was that during the Trump administration, he had implemented a ban on green cards, and so there was a halt on even issuing green cards. And so now that that ban has been lifted, they're trying to catch up. And so while appointments are being scheduled, it is really taking time. So hang tight and check on your status to make sure that the delay isn't happening because of something on your end. I filed for my mom, but they haven't given her an interview yet, almost 6 months later. So I don't know where you are in the process, Jamaican Bayol. I don't know where you are in the process, but interviews can take a long time. Now, from the point that you apply to the end of the process can take as long as 18 months, maybe even 24 months if you have some delays. So check on the status of your case, call, make sure everything is okay on your end, that they didn't send you a request for more evidence. My mom sponsored me. She's a U.S. citizen. How long that takes? So Shazina, it really depends on what your age is. If your mom is a U.S. citizen and you're over 21, that's taking 6 to 7 years. If you're under 21 and unmarried, it's taking, it could take about 18 months. So thanks so much for sharing the live. For those of you who are sharing the live, I definitely appreciate it. I want to extend my time how I do so. So it depends on what your status is. It depends on what's going on with your visa right now. There is a way. I don't do forms here just because I don't know what your situation is, and I don't want you to pull any forms and complete any forms and then have you submit the wrong form. So call 561-405-4889 to schedule a consultation. Hi, I applied for an SB1. I received and used, but now it expires, but I still haven't received my green card. So in your case, I don't know where you are. You said you received it and used it, meaning you went back to the U.S. When you go back to the U.S., you usually have to make sure you follow up and file additional documents. You may not get the green card until you go through an additional process to get it. She was told to wait for an interview. Okay, and it is taking a while. So keep those questions coming while I am here. I'm here to answer your U.S. immigration related questions. So put those questions in the comments now while I am here. They're getting ready to start the entertainment, and so I'm hoping it's not interfering with you hearing me. The live band is practicing right now. But go ahead, put your questions in the comments, and I will go ahead and answer your questions. So Jamaican Bayal, I'm glad that I can be helpful. That's exactly why I'm here. So as your questions come in, additional questions come in for the few minutes that I'm still going to be here, I want to let you know that I am here every day. I'm on vacation and I'm still coming on. I'm still going to show up to answer your questions. I usually come on at the end of the day around this time. So even if you don't have a question now, what you can do is you can go to follow me. And if you would like to, hi there, Charming Rose, I see that you joined in. It's always nice to see you. Now, if you have any questions, you want personal advice, legal advice, go to the link in my bio and call 561-405-4889 to schedule a consultation. You can also ask your question here, and I will go ahead and answer. So thank you so much for your compliments. In regards to SB1, I had to return UK, but I'm not sure what to do. So if this is the UK, I'm not sure we're on the same page here. So you had to return to the UK. So is that must be what, Tino, Alex, get legal advice, because I'm noticing you said you had to return to the UK. I don't know if you meant US, but I'm a US immigration lawyer, so anything to do with the United Kingdom would not be anything I can advise. But if you have additional questions, go ahead and call 561-405-4889. Schedule that consult. Hey, ma'am. So our priority are October 2010 for F3 category. Would be able to see how long more waiting. Right now, that's taking 12 years. It's a 12-year process. So you could expect about that time. You can also go to the National Visa Bulletin, and you can see the date that they're currently processing, and you can basically do the math. So for example, if they're now processing October 2009, then you'd probably have approximately a year left before they get to you. So that's how one way you can do that. So keep those questions coming, because I'm here to answer your U.S. immigration questions. They're about to start the nightly entertainment, but I'm going to be here as long as I can to answer whatever remaining questions you have. The court order you released, but they dip you anyway. Okay, so the court order you released, but they deported you anyway. What can be done about it? So if it was a wrongful deportation, then definitely get legal advice. That's something that I wouldn't be able to provide you specific advice about right now, but I can provide you legal advice in a consultation. There are ways to come back after deportation, but it really depends on what the facts are. What's the longest wait for K1 visa? So it's a little over a year right now, so about 18 months. It could be the longest time that you could wait for a K1 visa. Keep those questions coming. I am here to answer your U.S. immigration questions. So while I'm here, why not put those questions in the comments? I am here every day, so with very few exceptions. So go ahead, put your questions in the comments, and I will go ahead and answer your questions. Hey, ma'am, is it possible to change my status from asylum to marriage-based? Yes, so that is a possibility as long as you qualify for the adjustment of status. Then yes, you could possibly change from filing for asylum. Now, in this case, it wouldn't necessarily be changing the status. So if you've already received asylum and you're not a green card holder yet, you could apply for the green card through marriage-based. However, if you're currently applying for asylum and now you want to apply for marriage-based, you'll have to submit a new application. Shelley's 28, what's the qualifications? I'm not sure. Let me see. Okay, so what are the qualifications? I'm still on withholding. So that now when you're in withholding of removal, that's not asylum. So asylum is where you get a certain status and you get the ability to work during that time. Based on your persecution in your home country. And as an asylum, getting asylum, you can apply for your own green card after a year of having asylum. If you're on withholding of removal, that is going to be another complex process. It could be a possibility that you could apply for marriage-based, but it's going to be involve working with opposing counsel, government, and reopening your case in order to allow you to move forward with the applying for the green card while staying in the U.S. Shelley's 28, can't stress enough, you're going to need legal advice to help you navigate this complex process. This is something I do, so you can call 561-405-4889, schedule your consultation, and then let's talk about a strategy. But we first have to determine what's going on, what were the facts in your case, what's in your background to be able to determine whether you can go from withholding, because it's not automatic. You can't just automatically jump from withholding to filing for adjustment of status through marriage. In regards to SB1, travel to, but I had to return to my home country, which is the UK. Okay, so Tino, it's going to be a little more complex, because if you had to return, you're welcome, Shalice 28. Definitely, I'm looking forward to speaking with you. I need to find out more. Tino Fleck, Alex, call 561-405-4889, schedule a consultation, and we can talk more, because it sounds like you got the SB1, you traveled, and then you went back to your home country. And so that could complicate your case, your situation. So definitely schedule a consultation, get help. Go ahead, put your questions in the comments while I am here. I'm here answering your U.S. immigration questions. So put those questions in the comments now so I can go ahead and answer your questions. You're welcome, Tino, Alex. I hope I can advise you further. So I am here every day. Now, if you don't want to ask your question now, but you will have a question in the future, go ahead and follow me. And then if you want to call and schedule your own consultation, you can call 561-405-4889 to schedule the consultation. Shanidine, how do I go about getting a green card as a Bahamian? Like how everybody else does it, it's going to be through family, employment. So for example, if you're applying, it's going to depend on how you qualify, whether it's through family or through employment. All right, as you can hear, they've started the entertainment, and so I am going to log out now. But it was a pleasure coming on and answering your questions. I am here every day, so I'm going to be here usually towards the end of the day. Shanidine, you're welcome. I'm going to be here every day, even during the vacation, to answer your questions. So my work is not going to be done. Go ahead, if you want to schedule a consultation, the scheduling coordinator is still available up until 11 p.m. Monday to Friday. And there is a scheduling coordinator who's available 12 noon to 5 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. You can also go to the link in my bio where you can learn more about me, the law firm, and also schedule your consultation. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.